Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Whole Lotta Podcast. This is your host, Ebenezer Ojo.
Hope by the body with the retwist.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hey, what's that one guy on TikTok or Instagram?
Shake them dreads, shake them dreads.
Shake your dreads, shake your dreads, shake your dreads. Shake your dreads.
That's actually Sexy Red, so you just danced to a Sexy Red song. Want to get up and twerk too? Exactly. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode. Hope he's feeling himself, finally got his dreads retwisted. And you got a lineup too.
I had a lineup last week.
Your shit slowly going back each time. Slowly going back each time. It's okay. Aging with grace. Aging with grace, my guy. What, are you going to be 23 this year? Or 22? 23. He's going to be 23 this year. Oh, man. I'm so happy for you, man. I'm so happy for you, man. By the time you get to your kids, hairline gonna be up to here, but it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I mean, your dad doesn't have a bad hairline. I actually can't even remember what his top of his head looks like.
Cause he always shaves it off.
Yeah, he always shaves it. He keeps a clean cut.
Progress. Hating on my head, bro.
Speaking of haters, man, moment of silence of 70 Christians that were killed in Congo, man. Moment of silence. Moment of silence, man.
Why you say it like that?
What?
Hey, let's have a moment of silence.
What? It's
don't
sad.
laugh.
I'm not laughing.
It's sad, bro.
Yo, a moment of silence for the 70 Christians that were murdered, killed, slaughtered in Congo. All right.
No,
you want to tell them what happened?
Yeah, it happened about 3 weeks ago, a month ago.
Yeah, this isn't new news too.
So I found out the day. Actually, no. You know what's crazy? When I found out is when I found out a week later. So this happened like mid-February, and news articles didn't start. Only one news article posted about it in like early March, end of February, and I read it, and it's just like a bunch of just like ISIS terrorists just came in the middle of the night and just took the families out of their homes, took them to a nearby church, slaughtered them.
Beheaded.
Slaughtered them.
I heard it was a beheading of 70 women, children.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Just in the middle.
Wanting them to renounce. Like the ISIS has done it multiple times in Nigeria as well. They'll go there, tell them to renounce their God. Even if they don't renounce it, I feel like they're still going to kill them. I feel like it's a kill-kill situation. Like, you renounce God, you get killed. You don't renounce God, you get killed. It's just you don't want to even be in that situation. And I don't know if it's Congo specifically where things are bleeding in from Rwanda. Because I heard like there's a whole conflict going on in Rwanda as well recently again. Because Rwanda had like the biggest genocide in history with the Tutsis and the other side. And I don't know if that's also bleeding into Congo or whatnot, but there has been a lot of civil unrest going on around that area. And it's getting worse.
It's literally
getting worse.
Brothers and sisters killing each other.
That's honestly why I believe if the whole world was the same color, same eye color, same height, it wouldn't matter. We would find a way to divide ourselves, and we would find a way to try to point out our differences and use those differences against each other and try to kill each other. Like then that's what it is. A lot of brutality that happens on Earth, it's not about white or black or whatnot. It's really about just the hate, pure hatred that lives in people's hearts. Doesn't matter whether it's black or white, because you have civil unrest in the homeland too.
But like, why is it though? Like when Christians get killed, no one really talks about.
That is true though. That's one thing that has a lot of the videos I've been seeing is people coming out and saying that if it was 70 Palestine, 70 of these Christians that they're saying if it was like 50 Palestinians, Israeli, it would have a completely different reaction. And like I was saying before, that's why Dr. Umar is always like, sure, it's cool to say free Palestine and stuff like that, right? Because where people aren't free, we're never free. If people over there aren't free, we're not free. We're going to fight for those people. That's great and all. But what happened to free Congo, free people in Africa and things like that? There's stuff going on in these other places that nobody's paying attention to. And this beheading of 70 Christians easily could have been a movement that people could have made and things like that. But nobody talked about it. Nobody really posted about it.
Free Palestine. It's free these.
And that's the thing. Like you want to. I feel like It's all about the trend. Honestly,
what-
it's not about the movement at all. It's about the trend.
And if you're gonna stand for one thing, stand for all.
Yo, at this point, free the world. Because everybody,
Be free.
everybody in every continent, there's some issue going on.
That's
Like,
why. That's
it's
why I was like,
crazy.
yes, protest for injustice in Palestine.
And I pray to
protest-
never be in that situation.
No, for real.
But you have to, when you're on your knees and you have to, oh, no, that's crazy. That's crazy. The fear in those people's hearts at that time, man, God, please be with them, man. Bless their souls.
No, but like it's just like all these people, especially during the time. I forget what time. It was probably like what 2024 spring. Hella people were protesting. Like the Ivies were protesting.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just like, yes, bro, you get your free will protest.
Yeah.
But bruh, you should be protesting for your own backyard too.
Yes.
Protest
yes.
for the things you're dealing with.
Yes, exactly. I
Like I
feel
get it, but
a lot of things out there are trendy. It's trending to say free Palestine. It's trendy for all those things. But what's going on in the Congo? What's going on in Rwanda? What's going on in like? There's a lot of
Like-
things that are actually terrible that are still going on that
Horrendous.
people aren't shedding a light to. But that's why you have platforms like this. We're gonna shed a light to it. So
that's like if you have a loan and you try to pay off your loan and you help someone else pay their loan off.
before you pay yours, it's like what sense does that
Like,
make?
bruh, pay your loan off first. So you
What
can help
sense does
someone
that
else.
make? No, I'm telling you.
But-
Now, speaking of international crisis, we have the tariffs after the. Did you watch the joint session that Trump gave?
No, I heard it was
It's. I'm gonna say
a
this.
success-ish.
I'm gonna say this. It's day and night. Between Joe Biden giving
Yeah.
a speech and Trump, it's day and night. Right? Trump was able to go up there, give a speech that was bold, and he was talking. And Trump is the type of person, you can give him lies to spew and talk, but he will tell those lies like they are
they're
truths. He will tell those lies like they
What?
are truths. Like
What
they're
are some of
written
the
in
because I
stone.
didn't listen to it. What are
Some of the lies that he had talked about was, well, there were a few things. He went through a list of things. He said, oh, he was given like a super bad economy by Joe Biden, that's the reason why things aren't the way they are. He was saying, they recently had said multiple times that Elon Musk is not the head of Doge. But when they start talking about Doge, they said, "Oh, Elon, thank you for what you've been doing." Like,
I said it's this random woman who's been on vacation,
been on vacation,
sick,
and
surgery.
Yeah, she literally got a call that says, "Oh, you're the head of Doge." I'm the head of what? She's out
Am I
here
gonna get paid for this?
Exactly. She's out there sipping pina
See, that's the
coladas.
type of job I want, bro.
I'm telling you, bro.
Just put my name on it.
And then on top of that, he talked about a list of things. He actually went on for like, it was 2 hours of him just giving direction. And what's it called? The Democrats there had the posters that says false.
Bro, okay, can we talk about something? I don't
Come
want
on,
to change the
guys.
subject on this, because it's what, the Senate thingy? Yeah,
It's
so,
a joint session. Or
yeah,
something like that.
something like that. Why they right before, when they were voting on transgender, the Democrat, they were voting on the, I think
Before
the Senate.
he made a
No,
speech?
the day before.
The day before? What happened?
The Senate was voting on like if transgender should be allowed to
Participate in sports.
participate. And literally, I think maybe there was one Democrat who said no. Everyone else said yes.
That they shouldn't be able to
No, that they
participate?
should be able to participate.
Oh, really?
And then-
Even on the Republican side?
No. The other Republicans said hell no.
You're just saying out of the Democrat
The
voters.
Democrats, probably one or two said no, do not allow it to happen.
You know, there's a split. There's two people are on those floors, right? There's the people themselves, the representatives as an individual, and then there's representatives of what they represent.
They're stupid.
They know that. Listen. They know that if they vote no, they're not going to get reelected.
See,
so they're going to
dumb.
vote for
They're dumb.
what's going to get them reelected.
I disagree, because if you know anything about the presidential election that just happened, majority of people that you're serving
want
do
those
not care about, like, they don't want playing against women.
No, but listen, when it comes to that issue, I really don't think it's that big of an issue. Like, to me,
I think it's a huge
there
issue.
are way more important issues to talk about and to debate about than those issues. I feel like when it comes to that, sure.
I bet I'm gonna go put on a dress and hopefully I'm not gonna put nothing underneath it. I'm gonna go play volleyball. I might even go try out soccer.
And
you know what? Even better, let me go do boxing.
No, listen.
I've never boxed a day in my life. I promise you, I'll knock their ass out in 2 seconds.
This is the other thing too, right? When it comes to those voting issues, like, oh, we're voting on this, we're voting on that, a lot of them want to just vote so that they can say, okay, yes, I agree with this thing.
Okay,
and they might not even agree
I
with
don't
it,
like it. That's weird.
with themselves.
No, that's weird.
That's politics.
The night after the Senate, they were protesting outside of the building saying Trump doesn't care about women's rights.
And
the same woman who voted yes to allow trans boys to play in women's sports was saying that Trump doesn't care about women's life.
And you know, when it comes to that, I'll leave it be, because there's so many issues out there.
Nah, that's one of them.
I feel like that is not even top priority.
If you want to play Transformers, go play Transformers with the other Transformers.
People, listen. Like you said, these people have existed before it was a law or not a law, and they will continue to exist until the earth explodes. Transgenders. They've existed
I don't
before.
got a problem. If you transgender, you transgender.
They've existed before, and they will continue to exist.
Play sports.
That's what I think. It shouldn't matter. And to be
so you think it's okay for a transgender boy, or even because let's be honest, a transgender female isn't playing male sports. Let's be for real.
To me, when it comes to physical attributes, it can be dangerous to have somebody.
It's yes or no. See, this is the problem.
It can be dangerous.
Yes or no. Should transgenders be able to play sports? Yes or no?
You're not gonna get me.
No. It's a quick yes or no. I'm not gonna judge. Yes or no. Transgender should play.
If I was there, I'm not voting yes to that. I'm saying no to that.
That they can't. They shouldn't.
They shouldn't be able to.
Okay. Thank you.
Because and this is why.
To get that out of Ebenezer, oh my goodness, bro.
Why are you such a rat? No, and this is the only reason, right? It's dangerous.
Screw the dangerous.
It's dangerous.
It's unethical.
A man has biologically has traits that a woman does not have.
Bro.
To say that they are equivalent is just downright not right. It's a falsehood.
Like, why would
it's a falsehood. It's dangerous to those other women. And other women have already expressed that they don't want it.
They don't want it.
So you have to acknowledge that. But at the same hand, those Republicans that are saying that, they also don't want to give women a lot of rights as well.
Hey,
they want to pick and choose. No, it's all part of the same. Yeah, thank you.
I agree.
It's all part of the same issue.
I agree with you.
Republicans like to pick and choose. They use the transgenderism. They put that on their back. That's like that's their secret weapon. Like, look at what they want to do to your kids. And Trump, I'm not gonna lie, Trump won a lot of votes based off that. Every single time I would watch Amazon Prime, a Trump ad would go on, and 90% of the time it was Trump talking about how the Democrats want to make your children gay. And it's the advertising worked so well. He even had one of the women, I don't know. No, he didn't have her, but he had a lady where allegedly her son had gone to school. The teachers or whatever at school had like secretly done a transgender assignment to her kid or something.
Huh?
Yeah.
They cut it off?
We don't know. But that's what she said. That's what they said.
I'm going to jail.
So I think that's another.
I'm going to jail. I'm going to jail.
Dude, you see this visceral reaction that you're having? That's exactly what they want you to have. We don't know how true that story is.
No. I'm just saying.
I'm just probably fake.
If it happened to my child, I'm going to jail. See, that'll be the last day I see the sun, and that'll be the last day they see the sun.
This visceral reaction is what the Republicans want.
Ebenezer.
No, because listen, you're talking about if situations. You're talking about imaginable situations.
I'm just saying.
And that's what they feed off of. They feed off of fear mongering and making people believe, what if it happens to me?
I'm just saying.
No.
Because is it crazy though? Because I did teaching. It's not that crazy. I have a friend who did teaching. He had to do a whole lesson on the whole like gay
What was the name of the class?
I don't know. It was elementary school.
What was the name of the class?
It was a regular elementary class.
Okay, so what happened?
Yeah, it was just like they had a gay parade. All the teachers were. It's like how you would like Halloween. Remember it? Like
oh really? When?
This past fall.
Really?
Bro, you know how like Halloween, everyone will go around the whole school through the whole block, right? That's how they do the gay parades now in elementary school.
They do not have gay parades in
Ebenezer. Gay parades in school? Yes, they do.
Really?
Teachers with gay flags all over. The little kids with gay flags, gay backpacks, gay face masks. Yes way.
Oh wow, this was in Minnesota,
bro. Ebenezer, Minnesota.
Wow.
This is the whole nation. Wow. And you know how Minnesota is. Minnesota is
very liberal.
Very liberal.
Yeah,
very just out there.
I didn't know that.
Bro, that's why I'm like, if my like I said, that'll be the last day I see the sun, and that'll be the last day they breathe air.
These visceral reactions, we need to have the same thing for these other issues that go on.
No, for real.
To be honest, it's not enough of a reason to vote for Trump. To me, it's not enough of a reason to vote for Trump. And it's this visceral reaction that you have, that the what if.
Because Kamala was all for it.
It's not happening to you. See, this is the thing, right?
It could. That's the issue.
That's what they feed. See, that's marketing. Marketing is
good marketing.
It is, of course. That's why I'm giving it up to the Trump people. It's great marketing. They know what scares people. They know a lot of the commercials that I saw was, Kamala's using your tax money for gender reassignment for prisoners. And that was also a falsehood. That's not true.
I wouldn't be surprised. She said he dildos to freaking the condoms stuff.
All of those things have been debunked. No, I actually watched a video where a lot of those things were debunked. See, look.
No, it wasn't. I'm not gonna. It wasn't. It was true. It just wasn't for the reason.
For the reason that they gave. So. Yeah. You have to realize
still sending condoms.
When it comes to
which one of the biggest sales? Like small, medium, large. How do they know like how the supply chain? Like how do they know what
I tell you, Trump's team needs to be taught in schools.
They did a good job.
They need to be taught in schools because they were able to fearmonger the hell out of people.
Bro, I don't think.
And the Democrats don't have the. No, I'm saying Republicans. Sorry, not just Trump.
But not
the Republicans need to figure out. The Democrats need to figure out how to. They need to talk to Trump's team to figure out how they can market, because fear sells like hell. And when it comes to election, fear is on top. Fear is on top. So all this fear mongering, all this transgenderism that they try to spew, even though they're claiming they care about women's rights but don't really care, right? They're just trying to push an initiative. Exactly. They're trying to push an initiative. It's all BS at the same time. I'm not going to sit on this hill and be like, I'm afraid of this and this. I serve a very great God and I'm not fearful of nothing. You can create a whole policy or whatnot.
I'm scared. But I serve a very good God. I serve a great God. I'm scared.
When it comes to this, what you do at home, what you teach your kids, is going to be far more important than the influences coming outside.
I agree with you somewhat, but Ebenezer, bro, let's be for real. There comes a time that you put your friends, you put the people that you surround yourself majority around as. Man, I'm gonna listen to what they have to say more than what my parents have to say, because I see my parents as a discipliner. I see my parents as someone who's just who doesn't understand, especially as an immigrant. It's like, bro, like my friends especially my white friends, they get it. I'm trying to live their culture. Like, and my parents are trying to create this pseudo culture, one foot in, one foot out.
I'm not going to lie to you. I don't believe doctrine like that should be imposed on children. I just don't think it is.
Why
Because
are reading gay books in elementary school?
to me, I feel like people are picking and choosing. I feel like it's not as rampant as you think.
Ebenezer,
I feel like they pick and choose.
I wish I was lying.
No, I feel like they pick and choose situations that they don't like,
wish I was
and that's what
lying,
happens.
Ebenezer.
Because trust me, it's not only that. There's a lot of so many people that have been gone to jail in elementary school because they're sex offenders and things like that, and they're found whatever on their computer and stuff like that. Straight males or whatever.
Yeah, weirdos.
So
Women too.
There's gonna be weird situations, but
Can
really
I call my friend who's a teacher?
why
So I want to ask him a question
what
on the thing on like how crazy is it?
okay.
Let me just call.
him.
Let me just call it to ask.
Ask him.
I want to ask because I might be wrong, and if
Yeah.
I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I want to be able to see from someone who's actually teaching.
But this is one school, though.
This is one school.
Mm-hmm.
This is one school. Hey, DA, quick question. All right, you're on the podcast. All right, so answer.
You need to sign a lease agreement.
Answer very good. Answer very good. All right.
Alright, bro, you put pressure on me.
Okay, so you teach, right?
Yep.
Okay, so how rampant would you say that like LGBTQ initiatives
Are being pushed
in schools?
That's a good question. Well, I think it depends. With me being at Monroe, which is an elementary school, I haven't seen any of it. Mm-hmm. But then we also have to wait till June and see what that looks like.
What about last fall?
But yeah, last fall there wasn't much. What I will say though is being in Hopkins, which probably is just a more liberal area in general. You could see that there was some of that being pushed, and some of the teachers and what they taught, the books that they had in their rooms, the pride flags that they had up. I mean, you go to the downtown and everything is everywhere.
Everything is.
I mean, the
purple.
motto was Hopkins Pride, and you got all the colors. And I think what was tough about that one too is that even the years that you weren't there, what would happen is some of the other SLIs would recommend reading books that were like about transgenderism or about LGBTQ stuff, about all these different things, and we have 5th through
8th grade.
9th grade,
Yeah.
Wow.
and it's like, does a 5th grader really need to be hearing this type of book? So
That's crazy.
yeah, I would say in the elementary school I'm at, it's not bad. But I know it's different most places. But then, I mean, shoot, you look at Hopkins in the middle school, it's probably a bigger push in middle school, where they just try to incorporate a lot more of those aspects.
Do you think it's something that is actively being spread, or it's like passive? Like we'll have a book sitting down, we'll have a poster up. Do you think it's more active or passive from what you've
I would
experienced?
say more passive.
Okay.
I haven't met a lot of people who have been like big into pushing it, except a couple. But I haven't seen a lot of people in like the administrative role who can control whether or not you really do something, who have been trying to push an agenda like that. But I do think with the push of just saying, hey, we want to make sure that our staff team is diverse and we have this type of person in this role, that I could see it being that as long. And it really comes down to who is your administrator? What is their mindset on this thing? Do they want to have it incorporated? Because if they do, it'll be all over the
It'll be
school.
pushed. I like that.
Okay. Thank you. That's interesting.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, hopefully that's good.
That's great.
That was great.
That was great.
That was great.
Appreciate it.
All right, DA.
Peace.
Good shout out. All right. I'll catch y'all.
See ya.
Take care.
No.
I like that.
I like that from the horse's mouth right
From
there.
the horse's mouth.
Somebody who isn't in the education system.
I like
wow.
that. No, that's good.
So, and I feel like that, and he brought a good point, right? It's said that it's more passive. He doesn't see it being actively in place, which I think is interesting, and which I think is honestly not the craziest thing, right?
I don't like it.
When it comes to public education. Then put your kids in private school.
Yeah,
that's what my
trust.
sister does. She puts her
Trust.
kids in private school.
Yes.
So I feel like if it comes to, and it's easier said than done because private school does cost more money. It's not free like public school, so it's not an option for everybody. But when it comes to that, I really don't think the way that we separate church and state, I think that's the way it should be separated. When it comes to sexuality and things like that, I believe that when it comes to school, it should just be a neutral ground. Like we shouldn't have to push. I feel like having posters on the wall, having books and things like that for that age group, I feel like is unnecessary and kind of inappropriate.
I think it's super inappropriate.
But when it comes to having representation, maybe towards high school or things like that, when you're more, fully developed, frontal lobe-ish, I think that's better, because I feel like that way people are kind of, your values and stuff are pretty set in by the time you reach that age. So maybe more in high school, just because I feel like there can be a push for one thing or another.
And I think middle school is,
and like you said, it depends on the administration.
I think middle school is such a rough time because you're getting pulled, twisted, and turned into all different things. Where it's like, oh, you can join this group that skateboards, or oh, you can join this group that smokes, or does all these different things, right? And it's just like, once
again, prayer is the key. And if you have a solid home, if you have a solid home, like, and the thing is, I'm not saying, like, don't get me wrong, like, if I ever have it's bad
a gay son or daughter, God forbid, but like, if I did, like, my love for them doesn't change. I just hope that the love that I've instilled in them through the Lord would change, like, the way, even if they feel those things, that they don't act on those things. I don't have a problem if you have same-sex attraction and you're not a Christian. Truly, I don't care, because it's like, I'm not called to even
You're
truly
just
judge.
talking about other Christians.
Yeah, I'm just talking about other Christians.
Yeah, and that's the same thing. I feel like, because a lot of hatred and a lot of evil can be sprouted through fear.
Yeah.
A lot of evil and hatred can be sprouted through these types of rhetoric.
Yeah.
But because you have conviction and again, you're not crazy, you're not going to go out and try to attack somebody. A lot of that's fine, right, to have this conversation. But a lot of people don't think like that. No. A lot of people think they're coming after my kids and I gotta go get my gambit. I gotta go get right. The same here. I really don't think those issues are important, and they need to, because when I started this conversation by saying it's not a big issue to me. But honestly, the way that you explained it, it is a big issue to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to downplay that, but I feel like those discussions need to be had in a more cohesive way. I think right now the discussion is bickering back and forth, and there's not a lot of cohesive.
Even just having this conversation,
because I think both sides want the same thing.
Yeah.
Honestly, at the end of the day, because one wants to feel represented, and the other one wants to feel represented. And I think the best way to do that is to make that kind of neutral grounds and stuff like that.
And at the end of the day, I think the biggest thing, and I know not everyone has the privilege to send their kids to private school, but the biggest thing that I even learned is, like, man, I was judging the public school. Whereas, like, majority of the people who are administrators in public school are not Christians. So if they are having gay parades in school, is that crazy? The majority of the people, like, leading public administration are usually not Christian. And I'm not saying there aren't Christians in public schools. I'm just saying that that's probably majority.
And I think it should be very similar to, like, what we talked about with Halloween, right? And when it comes to Halloween, like, a lot of people's kids don't want them to participate in Halloween. Now it's called Fall Festival. I don't even think of schools celebrate Halloween anymore. They call it Fall Festival. Yeah, it's a Fall Festival now. So because you guys had that sensitivity for a lot of Christian communities and religious groups that didn't vibe with Halloween, why can't you have that same sensitivity when it comes to the pride and the sexuality?
Because Halloween's a dress up, but you're attacking. Halloween isn't someone's identity.
No, that's true.
You're attacking someone's identity, and that's where my problem lies.
Yeah.
If you have same-sex attraction, that is not your identity. That's just what, like, I'm not over here like, oh my goodness, I love women. Yeah, I love women. That's not my identity though. But I feel like because, like, people who do have same-sex attraction have been so marginalized lately in history that they feel like, oh, my whole life has to be surrounded around being gay. But it's like, I think there's just so much more to life than just being gay. And I think there's so much to a person. I think there's so much more to a life than being heterosexual too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And you know, a lot of people who push the heterosexuality, there are people who push heterosexuality too to kids. And that is also very weird. Like, oh, little Sally is going to be a lady killer, or when they make weird comments like that. Like, oh, when she grows up, she's going to be hot.
That's weird.
even like exactly.
That's weird.
Heterosexual people also make the same weird remarks to kids, and I really think kids, when it comes to kids, both should not be touched. It just should not be touched.
Talking about sexual things.
Yeah, it should not just be touched. But on top of that, he mentioned that during the hearing that the address that he gave, and then he also mentioned the tariffs that he was going to put on. Right. This man said he's putting 25% tariffs on Canada, Mexico, China. He put the tariffs in, took them out right away. Because guess what? S&P 500 went down.
Heck yeah.
Dow Jones went down. A lot of these index funds and things like that started going down, and then the billionaires was knocking on his door, and he said, okay, maybe I should, let's pull back a little bit. Right? And that's the thing. This is the second time he's pulled out of and placing tariffs. Tariffs were supposed to
do you not think that Mexico and Canada is a little like, ooh, like...
What do you mean?
Like, don't you think they're a little like, oh, this nigga might not be playing?
No, they're not playing either.
Oh, 100%.
They already said.
But who's hurting more?
It doesn't matter when you're both bleeding.
When you're both bleeding?
Yeah. You might have a bigger gash. We're both bleeding.
We're both bleeding out. Who's going to bleed out first?
Exactly. Which is still a lose-lose situation. We both end up dead. Right? So, and that's how Canada was like, oh, we are getting ready to emplace higher. They're going to also tariff us, tit for tat. So when it comes to energy, they were going to affect our energy here in Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin, and parts of New York.
Yeah.
So our energy bills are most likely going to go up because of these tariff wars, right?
That.
But since he pulled out, it most likely won't go into effect. But he said next month it's going to go into effect. He keeps going in and out because he knows he can't do it. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to do this. And like they said, Canada said this is an act of war. It's not an act of, oh, this is an economic strategy. No, you're putting tariffs on us. This is an act of war. This is an act of war.
It's not a physical fight war. It's a tariff war.
No, there's a lot of non-physical fight wars that are still very detrimental. Think about the Cold War. Think about
it is a Cold War.
And that's what I'm saying. Like it's unnecessary.
It's a warm war.
It's unnecessary. Now. It's unnecessary. And even China, the president of China has said that we're ready for all types of retaliation.
The only country I'm scared of
is China.
China's a continent, isn't it? Oh, Asia. Asia is a continent.
It's just a country.
China as a country, I'm a little like, hey yo, Trump, like mess with anybody else. You can even mess with Russia, please, because people need their Temu orders.
And that's the other thing too. Like, you're putting these things in place for what? For
superiority.
For
power.
What?
Power.
There's no reason for it. So it's like you're starting a Cold War or a tariff war for no reason. Canada's never given you a reason to feel like you need to tariff them more. Mexico's never given you a reason.
No, Mexico. I think the biggest reason for Mexico is protect the border and stop allowing so many.
What does tariffs have to do with that?
It's there are consequences for you allowing these many people to.
So you think Mexico's just allowing people to go in?
Well, the problem is when the first time Trump put in the tariffs,
didn't.
But look, they did, and then the Mexican president, she was like, okay, we will. She employed thousands of police officers to the border and to also, alongside the U.S., destroy the cartel. That's the benefit.
First of all, you're not going to destroy the cartel. This man has just been in office not even 100 days. You're not going to destroy the cartel. This tariff is not going to do anything but
it can do something.
No, it's going to do. It is going to do something. It's going to make the price of goods harder, and it's going to make our lives harder for no reason. For no reason. That's why I posted on my story that same Friday, like, all the idiots in Minnesota who voted for Trump, once he actually implements these tariffs into Canada and your gas bill is going up, your energy bill is going up, you got Trump to pay.
But it doesn't matter. Minnesota was a blue state. Minnesota voted for Kamala Harris.
But at the same time, it's just like, why are you voting for things that are against your interest? Everything Trump has done, he has said that he's going to do. And there were two videos that your sister had sent me where this man, he was a Mexican, I forget what he did for work, but he was driving his truck, got pulled over by ICE. ICE pulled him over, told him to go to the corner, and then they told him, don't even bring out your what's it called?
ID.
handcuffed him, right? And they even had their guns drawn. They had the hand on the pistol. They said, yeah, we got a tip that you're an illegal, da-da-da-da. Turns out, but he was a citizen. They finally got his ID. They saw the little star, which you need. If you have a passport here, you know you need to get the star ID or whatever. And plus, people need to get that before May happens, the little star ID.
If you have your passport.
Yeah, unless you have your passport, yeah, of course. So they found out he's a citizen. They're like, oh, okay, sorry, mister, and then we left.
Put the handcuffs on me. And then he went to me and said, how did I get into this country? And if I was waiting for court or if I have any case. And I told him I was an American citizen. And he looked at his other partner like, you know, smiling, like saying, can you believe this guy? Because he asked the other guy, do you believe him?
Machado said he was uncuffed and immediately released after showing his driver's license. The 2 men with him were taken into custody. He does not know why. The incident has caused him to reflect.
Definitely, because like I say, I was Trump supporter. I voted for Trump last elections, but because I thought it was going to be the things, you know, like be pointless, like just go against criminals, not every illegal Hispanic looking like that they will assume we are illegals, you know.
So, do you think that's what they're doing now?
That's what they're doing now. They're just following Hispanic people looking like.
Immigration lawyer.
This man had an interview, and guess who he voted for? He voted for Trump. He's Hispanic. He voted for Trump. And he's like, this is making me consider. This is making me reconsider. Okay. Don't reconsider.
Okay, my question is, I agree with that, right? I agree with that where it's like, yeah, ISIS might not be doing things the best way. But tell me the difference between what ISIS is doing now and what the police officers have been doing in the past how many years? It's like, I get it that like, yes, ICE is not doing things the best way, but let's not try to turn the corner like police officers have been doing things the best way the past couple centuries, regardless if it's Democrat or Republican. Because I remember a lot of black boys getting killed and shot when Barack Obama was in office. People getting shot when Trump is in office. People getting shot when buddy folks is in office.
That's again a lot. Like we've said a lot in this podcast. A lot of the issues that we face are systematic issues, and these are just symptoms of it. You know, when you have a whole body illness, but you have a cold or you have a sore throat. These are the sore throats and colds that we have. It is these issues that are going on. What is just so interesting about the story is that this man voted for Trump, knowing what he was against. Same thing, another woman here in the United States. She's Hispanic, she's a business owner. ICE and everything has been taking a lot of her employees. She knows that her employees and her customers are mix of legals and illegals. She was having an interview with somebody and the interviewer was asking her like, do you still agree with your decision to do that now that half your staff has been deported and your customers are no longer coming in? She said, oh, I'm still okay with my choices. What are you talking about it?
But look, you can say the same thing.
So
the other side too.
You can't. Because listen, when I vote to make sure that my best interests aren't being attacked. A lot of these people, their best interests, their family members, their customers, their workers, they know that they are illegals, right? And they just benefit off of them. Why would you vote for somebody who's going to take away your business? You're voting against your own self-interest because of what? Because you don't want to see a black person or a woman become president?
That's not the case. I truly do not.
Come on, guys.
Ebenezer, I truly do not believe Kamala lost the race because she was black.
No.
Or because she was a woman. No, it's because she just didn't do a good job.
We can circle back to that. She had no time.
She had all the money in the world.
No, she had no time.
It doesn't matter. She had all the money.
Yes, it does. Dude, you know why
she had all the money.
No,
yes, I understand.
Doesn't matter.
No. Okay, well look, let's not who are we to blame for no time? It's their fault they had no time.
And I agree with you.
Okay, so the blame is on them for not having...
I agree with you.
That's like having a project due on Friday night and then you start Thursday night.
I agree with you, but
So is it the teacher's fault?
No, but I just want to point out the hypocrisy and the idiocracy of choosing something against your own self-best interest.
I truly agree. Now, let's talk about it from the other side. If, let's say, in 2020, when people voted Democrat, right? People were affected Some people who voted Democrat probably lost a job because an illegal immigrant took their job, or something happened, or they're paying more in taxes here, or they're doing this here and that. Like some people, like you voted, and I voted for Biden in 2020. Like
Okay.
I was somewhat. I'm just saying that even though I voted for Biden in 2020, I was somewhat still affected because of my choice of voting for Biden, and it probably sometimes were negative effects, and that's just how it is.
But when your identity in your life, it's not just like, oh, a little effect or things like that. When your business is being ran by a mix of illegals and legals, when your customers coming in, this is not a little part of your life. This is a big portion of your life.
I think it's two-faced.
I
think it's the same. You could say everything you said about the Republicans. You can say the same things about the Democrats. And I 100% agree with you. If you have a bunch of illegal aliens, what type of justification or whatever the word is it for you to vote for Trump, who you know is going to bring illegal immigrants out?
It just doesn't make sense. And
But-
I just feel like people are voting against their own self-interest regardless.
But I think it goes both ways. I think regardless of who
mean, you
wins,
can think that.
regardless of if Kamala won, someone would have been affected regardless. Like I said, Trump winning, someone's going to die. Resulting on Trump winning. If Kamala won, someone is going to die. Resulting on Kamala winning.
But even on top of that, to wrap it up with Trump talk, because we always talk about him.
We always talk about Trump.
Even Poland has started to require the men to get military training.
Smart.
All men. Now, why do you think that is?
Because come on, let's be for real. History repeats itself.
Come on.
If Russia is gonna keep doing
Thank
this, they ain't
you.
gonna
Yup.
just stop at Ukraine.
Continue.
But let's not act like
And Trump
this
has
war could
already
have been ended years ago.
No, let's also talk about how Trump is also emboldened Russia, talking about their standing with Russia and everything like that.
Nah, but he also,
Poland-
but then, okay, you just say that, but then he also said, I bet if Russia wants to continue being a big old bully, we could be a bully too. He stood on that. And
Listen.
he said that at the end of the day,
Listen.
Russia, you can do whatever you want.
And that's-
just know there's going to be consequences.
And that's the same reason why Zelensky ain't signed what he was supposed to sign that one time. Because he knows that he's signing BS. And he also is probably thinking with this big brain, because he's thinking, yo, if I sign over this chunk of my land to Russia and give it all up to US or whatnot, now it's going to make it easier for them to go through Ukraine and attack Poland.
Smart man.
Come
Smart
on.
man. I'm not saying he's
Zelensky
stupid.
standing on
Smart
business,
man.
bro.
Stand on it. But
And he
then
went
don't
to
come
NATO to
asking
go-
for resources. Like, what are we talking about here? Nah, be a smart. No. Be a smart man.
And
Good
then just
job.
come asking for resources.
You see a stupid deal. Fine.
Yeah.
Go find your other resources somewhere
That's
else.
facts, though.
Like, let's not be stupid and
That's
mad.
so true.
If Trump is gonna give you a backdoor deal, why would you
That's so
continue
true.
to go to the back door, try to get a front door deal?
And that's so facts, bro. That's
Zelensky,
so
you're a
bad.
good man looking to protect your people. I truly, honestly believe that, and that
Yeah.
you care for your people, just the way that you go about just everything in this war. But like, bruh, it can't only be United States that it can feed you.
Yep.
Like,
That's
if the
facts,
United
though.
States ain't gonna give you a good deal, you
gotta
better
go somewhere
you
else.
better kneel your ass down and pray to
Yep.
the Lord Almighty.
Yep.
Cause shoot,
Or
US
right
ain't
now, because
giving
you don't
nothing.
got a lot of cards to play like they said.
Nah, and if your cards are small and you really care about saving your people and you don't know the Lord, shoot, might as well sit down and bend over, bruh. So,
Hey, yo.
ain't nothing else you can do at that
Hey,
point.
yo,
bruh. Sit
nah.
down and bend over.
And
save your people.
on top of talking about being submissive, let's give it up to Stephen A. Man, Stephen A. was submissive. He took it. He took it from LeBron. I don't know why you haven't heard those TikToks. LeBron,
Bro, 'cause it's
LeBron,
gay, bro.
LeBron,
It's so
James,
gay.
LeBron. Oh man, I saw one where he called into like Savannah's little talk show.
Oh my
And he was like,
gosh.
"Oh, I have a problem with one of your co-hosts, Savannah." And then it's like, "Oh yeah," and then it cuts to him a dunk compilation of this LeBron.
LeBron.
Oh, man.
Where you calling us from, and what's your holiday crazy?
What's going on? LeBron James. I'm from Akron, Ohio. And
What's going on, LeBron James? What you got for us?
What's your holiday crazy?
my holiday crazy is your co-host.
LeBron,
Man. Shout out LeBron, man.
There's this one video on it's like two guys who like get people to call in, and they're like, oh, what is like your like?
Oh, the two black guys?
Yeah, like
I
what
know
is
them.
like your worst? Like what is the most horrible thing that like you like could enjoy, but like you don't want people to know? And he was like, well, yeah, I have a problem with just the James family. And he's like, what do you have a problem with? And he was like, yeah, and he was like, oh, I want to be Savannah. James. They said, hey, yo, why you want to be Savannah James?
Yeah.
Says,
why you want to be Bronny or something?
Wait, listen to this. They said, because I want to call LeBron daddy.
Oh, my God.
They said, wait. They said, wait. Bryce and Bronny get to call
him
LeBron daddy.
Nah, not like that.
Not like that.
Yo, LeBron is the
Some
GOAT,
of y'all
bro.
are just sick, bro.
Bro, LeBron's the GOAT. So, for people who don't know, after their game with whoever they were playing, it was a good game too. Like LeBron and Luka went off that game. And after the game, Stephen A. Smith is standing there. LeBron comes to Stephen A. Smith face to face, telling him basically this equivalent to what Will Smith told Chris Rock, keep my wife's name out of your mouth. LeBron would say, keep my son's name out of your mouth, basically. And he was literally just heated, talking at Stephen A. Stephen A. barely
didn't say nothing. He pretty much a Chris Brown.
he couldn't say anything back.
Will Smith thing.
Exactly. He couldn't say anything back. And then LeBron went into wherever, the tunnel or whatnot.
I don't think Stephen A. did anything wrong.
No, Stephen A. addressed it. Because, he has a talk
He's
show.
gonna address
Of
it.
course, that's what he does. He addressed it, and then he basically said, the person who confronted me last night wasn't a basketball NBA player. It was a dad.
Yeah.
LeBron came to me as a dad, So basically, Stephen A. Smith isn't butthurt about it. He's basically just like, okay, I understand.
Making his bread. He just signed a $100 million contract.
But that's the thing, though. LeBron has to realize that, do you want Bronny to be treated like an NBA player? Or do you want him to be treated like
Your
LeBron
son.
James' son? Exactly. If you want Bronny to be respected and treated like a regular NBA player, he's got to get ready for the smoke.
Get ready.
He's got to get ready for smoke, warranted or unwarranted. You know exactly what the media does. The media will twist and say LeBron is this and that, and he's not. But that's just the media, what the media does. You just got to take it to the chin and keep it pushing.
Yeah, the same way you do.
Stephen A. Smith is...
Why you have your socks on backwards?
It's not on backwards.
Yes, oh,
they're just two different brands. But the other thing, too, is this. As Stephen A. Smith is a journalist. Stephen A. Smith is a journalist. You can't tell a journalist not to report on what's going on.
Okay, but I heard this take on Stephen A. where you rarely hear about journalists. Like you just read the papers, but you don't. Journalists are not like NBA stars. Like they're not A-list celebrities.
They're not
But Stephen A. is an A-list celebrity.
Oh yeah,
right?
for sure.
No one is making $100 million as a journalist.
No, you're not.
What the heck?
Most journalists
so I heard
are
this
making
take
like
where
60K.
Stephen A. makes everything about him. He is the center of the story.
He knows his worth.
He knows he might be talking about LeBron.
Million, apparently.
He might be talking about LeBron, but he's gonna end up finding a way to swiggle his name into it. Figure it out.
That's just the thing, bro. We all know it, LeBron. I'm sorry, I love you, LeBron. You're the GOAT. But at the same time, we have to recognize Bronny just isn't good right now.
Yeah.
And that's what Stephen A. Smith was saying.
Yeah,
Stephen A. Smith was saying that
to an extent.
Stephen A. Smith was saying that Bronny is playing like he should. He's a rookie starter. He's playing like
went to college for 1 year.
Exactly.
He should be in college still.
Exactly. And he's playing like a rookie starter who only went to college for 1 year. It's easy. But because he's your son, obviously people are going to look at him at a higher standard and is going to be criticized more. But at the same time, that's just what's going to have to come with it. That's what comes with it. And I think what might be happening too is that it might actually be affecting Bronny. They might be at home when it's Taco Tuesday and be eating tacos,
bro.
And Bronny's maybe breaking down.
And like I feel for Bronny because like the extent of the publicity, the little publicity I've had is nothing compared to what he had.
Yes.
So please take this with a grain of salt, right? But like when you can get really cooped into what people are saying about you to the point that I had to turn off notifications because I used to get Gmail notifications whenever my name would get posted online.
Oh, really?
And like I had to turn it off because it was just like I just can't take this.
How do you get that from? What app is that?
You can just add it on your Gmail.
Oh, really? That's kind of cool.
So then it's just like, bruh, Bronny should not be fooled. Bronny is doing well in the G League. Like he's getting 30 points.
Yep,
That's where he belongs.
He's doing well.
He should spend a year or two in there.
Train
now,
and get good.
Get better.
Yep.
And then I don't think, and the problem is, it just sucks. His dad is the greatest of all time. And he should just be proud of himself because usually, at least he's not snorting coke like MJ's son is.
Oh my goodness, MJ's son.
Or at least he's not twirling his hands like Magic Johnson's son.
Stop! This is unnecessary comments.
At least he's in the NBA. That's all I'm trying to say.
And that's the thing, bro. LeBron just needs to realize that his son just is not that good yet.
It's not good yet.
And that's the thing. Nobody's cutting him off and saying that he's trash.
Yeah, no.
He's just a starter. He's gonna get better. People are just gonna always compare him to you. Yeah. That's just life.
I saw this dumb stat.
That's life.
It was like LeBron had like 24, Luka had like 30, and then Bronny had 2. So that so 30, 24, that's 54, right? So that it said in total these 3 had 56 points yesterday. Bruh, it's like, don't do that to the kid. The kid had 2 points. The kid did not contribute to that 56.
Exactly, and you have to look at playing time too. They're not going to put him in at the heat of the moment. They're going to put him in towards the beginning, towards the end, where it doesn't really matter that much.
2 points.
And he's still scoring points. He's on the NBA field. What are you doing in the comments?
That's hard.
You were in the comments, in the loser field.
It was hard for me to score 1 point in middle school.
I'm telling you,
Imagine how hard it is to score.
I'm telling you, bro.
Shoot.
Nah, Bronny, keep it up.
Keep it up.
You're doing just fine. And I think that's what the issue is. People don't see what happens offline. Like I said, when they're having the Taco Tuesday, Bronny might be coming to his dad really sad, like really distraught about it.
Bruh, and his dad should teach him, hey yo, suck it up, stop crying.
But you know how the saying goes. What's called? Hard times make for strong men. Easy times make for weak men. And that's the cycle of life. A dad who had to get it out the mud is going to give his kid a very luxurious life. A kid who lives in a luxurious life is going to give his kid an okay life. But then that kid, and it's just going to continue to go down when it comes to the cycle of life, because that's just what happens. Bronny didn't have to get it out the mud. Bronny didn't have to go to Akron, Ohio and do all the stuff that LeBron did. He just didn't have to. And the hunger is not there like his dad is. That's just because LeBron did what he was supposed to do as a dad. He was there for his kids, gave his kids a good, comfortable life. Yeah. As you should.
As you should.
As you should. The fact that Bronny can drive a Lamborghini, get whatever he wants, 16? And he still wants to do these things and still wants to work and be in the NBA, is still a success. It's a success. It's fine. No, it's fine.
At the end of the day, Bronny, suck it up, nigga. The hell? Worried about what another man say about you.
You know that big dude on TikTok that said, lock in, fuck nigga. Lock in.
Lock in, fuck nigga. You wondering why you ain't made it to the top and ain't got no motion because you won't lock in. Lock in.
You know what I'm talking about, that big head thing? Yeah. You just got locked in, bro.
It don't matter, bro. Do you, bro?
Have a good day, bro. You'll be fine.
It don't matter what we say. It don't matter what they say. You're still making millions of dollars. And even if you weren't,
still doing better than all of us.
Your daddy's making billions. So
come on, bro. You're good.
You'll be fine.
You'll be smooth, bro. You'll be smooth. And that's the other thing too. It's definitely difficult for him to have his identity outside of basketball. And you're LeBron James' son. Maybe you're playing basketball. That's it.
Sad.
It's sad.
It's like, I really hope he knows the Lord.
Exactly.
That's the only thing that.
And we don't even know what Bronny's even interested in. Bronny might not even really be interested in basketball.
You have to be interested in basketball to be, because like MJ's kids weren't that interested in basketball.
He's interested in snowboarding. Interested in snowboarding.
Like, bro, I truly believe Bronny does like basketball, but I think Bryce is just like LeBron.
Yeah.
Bryce will be that guy who comes out of college ready to be in the NBA.
And that's the thing. You just got to make your own legacy. You got to make your own legacy. And I'm sure when Tom Brady's kids become of age, they're also going to be looking at them like, oh, he's got to play football. Oh, when are you going to start? 'Cause I'm sure every guest
already playing football.
Every guest that comes to Tom Brady's house is probably looking at his kid like, oh, when are you going to start playing football? You know, it is what it is, though. Heavy. That's
a good problem to have.
It is, and heavy is the head that wears the crown. When you're really high up, people are going to look at you and they're going to try to knock you down, and you just gotta Keep it pushing. Easier said than done.
Easier said
than done, but it's just what you have to do. Love is Blind, bro. The finale. Whoa, I'm missing the finale.
The finale was just
the reunion.
Today.
The reunion is today.
I heard.
I watched the finale. I binge watched basically everything yesterday. This is a situation that I actually want to talk to you about. So there was. I'm interested.
I like.
There's this guy.
I just won't watch it on my own.
It's just too long. But there's this guy named. I think his name is Dave. I was talking about with my friends at lunch today. Dave, right? And he was with this one girl. And the girl and him, they went in the pods, they matched or whatnot, and then they came to the real life, and then they did the real life thing. But there's something Dave couldn't shake about this girl, and he just didn't want to continue the relationship.
Can I ask a question? What? Was it that his needs weren't getting met?
No. It wasn't nothing about that. The needs weren't met. But I think because he did say they did hook up. But basically this, right?
What couldn't he shake?
His friends. His friends were like, yo, she was just dating one of my dudes before she went on the show, like 6 months back.
Okay.
She had a relationship with one of my dudes, right?
Yeah.
6 months back. And he was like, "Oh, word? Tell me about it."
And
then wait, listen.
That's the problem.
And then apparently the dude that she had met with or linked up with 6 months before she entered the show was good friends with his friends. So they were telling his friends about, "Oh, yeah, I still text her all the time and stuff like that." And then he got angry. He's like, "Oh, why is this dude still texting you? Like, why are you still even?" Because she's not entertaining the dude. Like they met. They barely hung out for 2 months and then they stopped talking, right? Just like a natural, like we didn't work out, break up, right? And for her, they weren't even dating. It was a casual thing, right? And then that's what she said, right? So
is that true?
Yeah, that's true. And
did she entertain him?
Who?
Did the girl entertain the ex-boyfriend-ish?
No, not while she was on the show. Like she had already was done with him 6 months ago. She had not even seen him for 6 months. So that's what everybody was mad at Dave about. They're like, Dave, if you really like this girl, why does it matter that she was talking to dude 6 months ago?
It matters. I don't care.
6 months ago. Why does it matter?
It matters. Bro.
Talk about it. Why?
It matters.
Why?
Because
she asked Dave the same thing. Didn't you? Before you got on the show, weren't you single? Did you not talk to anybody? Did you not flirt with anybody at the bar? Did you not hook up with anybody before you came on the show? He was like, oh, I don't remember. Oh, of course you did, nigga. Come on. Why you going tip for tap? But this is what I think is the issue. And I was talking to my friends about it at lunch today. You can't, see, this is the thing. You can't fuck with the bros.
Yeah, that's
if a dude exactly. No, it is. Look, if let's say you dated a girl, let not put you in because you're a married man. Let's say my friend dated a girl before I knew she existed.
Yeah,
they did the hanky panky 1, 2, 3, right? They did that, right? And then I met her down the line. Didn't even know they associated that they were mutuals.
Yeah,
but I started talking to her. We've only known each other for a couple of weeks. Yeah. I started talking to her. But then she tells me, or I don't find out from her, but I find out from somebody else that she had been fucking on bro.
Yeah, it's clipped.
It's clipped.
And like
I just as a man, the ego won't let me continue that relationship.
And it's not about bros, right? It's about proximity.
Talk about it.
It's all about proximity.
Let me understand.
It's not that she was messing with buddy folks 6 months ago.
Okay.
It's that he knows someone who knows buddy folks. It's not about It's not about that it's bro. Because he probably was, like he said, he was sleeping with girls at the bar. The likelihood that she would probably meet one of those girls is unlikely. So it doesn't matter that much.
But the fact that he knows, that's the thing. I feel like if he didn't know, bro,
it wouldn't have mattered.
It wouldn't have mattered.
But it's the fact that proximity is just too close to home.
It's too close to home.
Too close to home.
And I feel like a lot of girls are like that too. Like I'll talk to Faith about that. Faith is like, What? If I knew my friend was ever talking to her, I would never even approach them.
No.
Never even add them, nothing. Like, you're gross to me now.
But he obviously has had boyfriend. God forbid. He obviously had girlfriends in the past.
Yeah.
But like, it doesn't matter.
And I think part of it too was I don't think Dave was on the show for the right reasons too. Because I feel like if you're going on a show
Dave White?
yeah, of course. Dave, it was Minnesota. They were all white. Only 2 people were black. But if that happens, right, you are going to continue to try to make the relationship work. Though, if you're on a show to get married, you're gonna put that to the side and you're gonna be with the girl. If you like the girl enough, that issue won't matter. If you're in love with somebody, that issue won't matter. I don't think he liked the girl that much, and I think he wanted a reason to step out because he never brought his family to the show for any. Her family would come. He would never bring his family or his friends on the show and stuff like that. So I don't think he was fully into it. And he was looking for a reason to get out.
Smart man,
and he gave the reason to get out.
Smart man. The Lord gave you a perfect reason.
5 couples made it to the altar. Guess how many said yes?
1.
Yes.
1. And it was the black couple.
No, it wasn't.
Oh.
Yeah. Sadly.
Was it the niggas who were saying I love you? I love you?
A lot of them. Everyone was saying I love you.
Nah, I have to find.
Everyone was saying I love. The one that made it was I forget their names. But he was the one that was talking about how short he is and stuff like that. He and his bride made it. But the show really surprised me though, because all these couples seemed like they were going to say yes. All of them seemed like they were going to say yes. The black couple, Virginia, she made David, I think is his name, sign a prenup.
Because is she rich? You talking about Amanda?
No, I'm talking about Virginia. She made she made him sign a prenup.
What season is this? 8?
I don't know. It's the Minnesota season. You can go. It's easier to find them on the Instagram. If you just go to Love Is Blind on Instagram, it's easier to see them. But that's the other thing too. I really thought every one of these couples was locked in.
Yeah.
Until you get to the. So what was the point of making Buddy sign a prenup, go through all this hubba bubba, just to say no at the altar? Bro, I saw a grown man cry that day.
Huh?
Yes, bro. He got up there doing some. That's what is so awkward about these things. They're contractually obligated to go to the altar. Even if they know they're going to say no, contractually obligated to go to the altar. Yes. You have to say yes or no on the altar by contract, right? They have to say yes or no on the altar. They say yes or no on the altar. The bride usually leaves and the groom is just kind of standing there. And it's the most awkwardest thing ever. It's so awkward. Friends and family just looking around like. And in this last one, there was a little flower girl. She was like, "What happened?" She said something. "What happened?" I'm just like, yo. When it comes down to it, bro, I would never put my family or friends through that. Bullshit,
bro. What are we talking about?
It's so dumb. Y'all could have stopped the season 1 because we know the answer. Love is not blind. Love is not blind. Love is not blind, bro.
Wait, so who made it? Was it Taylor and Daniel?
Yes. They're the ones that made it.
Bro, they're
the ones that love
letters to each other.
They're the ones that made it, bro.
They were writing. I said, hey, yo, these
but look,
for real though.
We have to see the reunion because a lot of times they leave together. By the reunion, they're not together no more.
Clippity clip.
But baddest one was Virginia, bro. Virginia was beautiful. Shout out to Virginia. Virginia, if you watch a lot of podcasts, you in Minnesota, hit up Broski, bro.
Brodeski.
She's a doctor. She has her stuff together, and I think that's part of it too. She would ask him like hard questions, like, "Oh, what's your take on politics? Who did you vote for?" and stuff like that. And he wouldn't give a straight answer. He would give like a wiggly answer, right? And I think that's part of it too. Like, you want to be sure that who you're being with, you agree with them on a moral and ethical.
Yeah.
If you and your partner don't have ethical and moral values,
it won't work.
Or if they don't align, it can't work.
It won't.
And I think she realized that. And she didn't want to do it.
What, was she Democrat?
Yeah, she's liberal. And then the other thing too is that I also don't think that she really was into him like that. I think he was more into her than she was into him. He was more into her than she was into him. Because she's always talked about, oh, I don't always go for the nice guys.
See, that's why. How old is she?
33.
That's why you're 30 days.
Stop! Don't do that to Virginia, bro.
That's why you're 33.
She is the oldest one on the show.
That's why you're 33, don't have a husband, and you're looking for one.
Don't do that, man.
Nah, you're 30.
Don't do that to Virginia.
No, you're 33 because you like
Virginia,
batty,
it's okay. We can fix
batty, clunk.
We can
batty, whoop your ass. Batty.
We can
Come
fix
on,
you.
bruh.
Virginia, we can fix you.
Nah, some people are just unfixable.
and that's...
Wreck it, fix it.
Wreck-It Ralph. You know, and it's tough. It's tough. Because as she said on the story, she said, I don't usually go for nice guys. I've never...
Love is Blind is good, man. Sid's obsessed with the show.
Oh, she actually watches it?
Yeah, she watches it.
Oh, yeah, it's a good one. The Minnesota one was kind of boring. It was a snooze fest, but it was interesting though. It was interesting. I am excited to see this reunion though. I'm excited to see this reunion because I know there's some tea that's about to.
Is it live on Netflix?
It's live. Yeah, I think it was an hour ago though, so it should be up now. Man, thank you guys. Do you have any other topics you want to discuss? You good?
No, I'm good. Just
we hit an hour.
Just keep watching, and to those people, let me shout them out, man. Let me shout out our fans. So whoever is Sugar Slime says y'all are funny. I suck.
Yeah, shout out Sugar Slime.
And then whoever is Dove 12. Let me talk. Whoever is Dove 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, saying, and I quote, "Hope is so funny."
Oh, shut up. Whatever.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of Whole Lotta Podcast. We love you. We appreciate you. Have a great rest of your week. We will catch y'all next time. Peace.